Hello, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be talking about central processing unit cores, the Intel Core i5 core, this you hear. So what are the cores and what are their functions? The cores in the CPU are in charge of the tasks we are running. For example, the older generations of computer had single core processing unit. You understand? So what that means is that they could only handle one task at a time. Maybe something like surfing the web, they can only do that at that given time. While when you are done with that, then you can play music with the computer. While recent generations of computer have multiple cores, which means they can surf the web, stream, and even play video games and run installation depending on how many cores that CPU has. Now let's go into the roles of cores on central processing unit. Multitasking, just like I said before, any central processing unit with a single core can only run one task at a time, while a multi-core central processing unit can run many tasks at once at a given time. Another role of CPU core in performance is parallel processing. So this parallel processing is a way whereby your CPU will break down the tasks into chunks and hand them over to the cores in the CPU. Okay, for example, let's say you are running a video editing software. Now your CPU will maybe something like rendering the video, it will hand it over to one specific core to handle. Then effects, it will hand it over to one specific core to handle. Then the encoding, it will hand it over to one specific core to handle. So due to this, it will lead to faster completion time and a smooth process while editing. You understand me? While a CPU that has lesser cores will be slower. You understand? Like the task will be too much for the processor, and your CPU and your computer will be very slow. Another role of the CPU is power efficiency. So in this situation, let's say you are using a high-end gaming PC or something like that to surf the web, something like that is not a demanding task. So what the CPU will do is it will take that function and it will hand it to the low energy consumption core. I don't know if the grammar is right, but it will hand it over to the core that takes less energy. You understand? So due to the less energy consumption, it won't consume much battery while you are just surfing the web or maybe typing on MS Word, something like that. Now there are two types of cores. We have physical cores and the logical core, aka hyperthreading. Now the hyperthreading is for Intel, while simultaneous multi-threading is for AMD CPUs. Now for physical cores, if the CPU has only 4 cores, in this situation it can only handle 4 tasks. You understand? It can only handle 4 tasks. In the situation of the logical core or hyperthreading, the CPU is allowed to create a virtual core. Okay, let's say you have 4 core but it's logical core. You understand? Now the CPU can create another core, making it 8. So with the knowledge of CPU cores, so when you want to purchase a computer and you see Intel Core i3, Core i4, Core i5, I haven't seen Core i4, Core i5, 7 or 9. So you now understand that what they are trying to tell you is that this computer can handle, if it's for i7, it can handle 7 tasks simultaneously. i9, it can handle 9 tasks simultaneously. Do you understand me? So there's something I want you to keep in mind is that your PC having a higher core doesn't mean it will run all intense software. You understand me? Like playing all these recent games. If your PC is Core i9, but the processor has a U at the end of the digits, believe me, that computer is really underpowered for such tasks. That computer wasn't built for that. So here's something you need to keep in mind. I actually wrote them down here. So for basic tasks, you understand, if you see for AMD CPUs, if you see letter U, G, GE, just so that PC is for basic tasks. You understand? It can't handle those intense gaming, 3D rendering, and some high video editing softwares. Now, if you see X, XT and H, just so that your AMD CPU can demolish any task you give it, be it gaming, 3D rendering, and so. Now for Intel, if you see S, T, U, Y, or M, just know that it's for basic tasks. This one is U. I know it's for basic tasks, but it can still play old games because it has higher cores. Do you understand? It can still play old games, and it runs. This one runs CapCut, but not that smoothly. Now, if you see for Intel CPUs, if you see K, X, or F, just so that you have a high-end computer, you are in luck. Do you understand? So to wrap things up, what I'm trying to point out is that when you see the i5, i3, i7, you know that the numbers they are talking about is the tasks your computer can run simultaneously. To get a PC that is of high end, that can run gaming and all these intensive graphic intense softwares, just like the letters I mentioned above, you have to check if your CPU has those letters.